Yeah, why did the beauty community drop these? This does not live up to the hype that it got back in the day. If you've been watching beauty YouTube videos since the platform first started, then there's probably a handful of products that you remember every beauty guru raving about back in the day. And today I'm gonna be putting those old school YouTuber makeup favorites to the test to see, are they as good as we remember them? If you're new here, hi, my name is Miranda. Welcome to my channel where we talk all things budget beauty. If that sounds interesting to you, then become the newest member of the Slashed Squad by hitting subscribe and the bell icon. These drugstore makeup products dominated YouTube back in the day, so let's get started. First, let's start by testing this iconic primer, the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. This is the first drugstore primer that I personally remember. I feel like this is as basic as primers can get. It really doesn't feel like anything special, but like I said, it was one of the first popular drugstore primers. I think that's all it really had going for it. I am so excited to put this foundation to the test. This is like 2010 makeup starter kit vibes. The Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse Foundation. Also for major throwback vibes, I'm gonna be using the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Every beauty guru used this for foundation before blending sponges became more mainstream. And it's still a great brush for certain products. And I think it'll work well with this mousse foundation. Wow. I'm concerned that there was no safety seal on this, but okay. Can't trust anyone these days. I have the shade Natural Beige. Let's hope that works. Ooh, that's a weird undertone. Why does it sort of look a little green on me? Okay, on camera it doesn't look too bad. I will say this moussey texture plus the baby skin primer, my pores are non-existent. The coverage is building up really nicely too. Even the first layer that I put down, which was pretty thin, evened out a lot of my hyperpigmentation. I'm not mad at this. I'm curious to see how it'll start setting around some of my dry areas because I do have combo skin. Next up, we have the drugstore concealer that everyone was obsessed with 10 years ago. And to be honest, I still hear people talking about this one now. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Concealer. The thing I never liked about this concealer is the built-in applicator. I don't like when the sponge is built in, you can't really wash it, so it can get gunky, especially with twist up packaging. And that's really all I remember about this concealer. I don't remember if I actually enjoyed it. Let's get the first pump of product out. Ooh, that's thick. Whoa. Okay, original Shape Tape. I'm actually just gonna go in with my fingers because that's probably how I would have done it back in the day. Wow, this is a really creamy formula and the coverage is great. I'm gonna go in with powder, and again, we do have another classic. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte Translucent Powder. So cute, it says it lasts up to 5 hours. Now everything is always labeled up to 24 hours, up to 48 hours. So 5 hours seems like that's not even a full day at work. All right, I'm just gonna go in and pat. Okay, I just did my brows really quickly because I couldn't find a classic brow product at the drugstore, or at least one that I recognized. Let's move on to the eyes. So this next product was one that I was personally so obsessed with. I think at one point I had all of the colors in this collection. The Maybelline Color Tattoo Cream Eyeshadows. We're testing a lot of Maybelline today. They really had a moment in 2011, 2012. So yes, the color tattoos do still exist, although they have all new shades, or at least shade names. I remember the one that I used to use the most was called Bad to the Bronze, and the one that looked the most similar to that now is called High Roller. Ooh, this is a lot more slick feeling than I remember. I remember them being more thick and creamy. I'm just gonna pat it all over the lid. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, this is a thinner consistency than I remember. I love a good all over bronze shade for the lid. And the great thing about the color tattoos is you don't need primer, it goes on and it just sets. think this is gonna end up being something that I use very often. This is so pretty. Yeah, why did the beauty community drop these? Like, it's crazy how popular a product can be. These were hot stuff at the drugstore, and then I never hear about them for years. But clearly, enough people are buying all of these products for them to stay in production. Okay, this next product has a special place in my heart because I remember buying this product and then rebuying it and rebuying it. It was a staple in my routine. This is the Wet n Wild Walking On Eggshells Palette. This used to be a trio. Recently, Wet n Wild has turned their trios into 4-pan little quads with a transition shade. Also, according to the packaging, this is a new eyeshadow formula than what we remember, but there is a little tiny picture of what it used to look like. All right, so obviously I already have the color tattoo on. I'll be using it as an eyeshadow base today. And just to stay true to what I remember, I'm not gonna be using the transition shade. Okay, I'm gonna go into the brow bone shade. I mean, the Wet n Wild trios and their 8-pan palettes that used to exist, which now are 10-pan palettes, they were like some of the best eyeshadows that you could buy at the drugstore back in the day. They were so soft and pigmented and easy to use and cheap. Okay, going into the crease color. But the Walking on Eggshells palette was a go-to for just an easy school or work look. Okay, the eyelid shade is sort of a mauvey pink. It's a nice neutral glam look with the Walking on Eggshells palette. Now, the one thing I didn't remember about this product is that the crease shade is actually a satin finish, which is kind of weird. So overall, the look does sort of lean frosty. I'm not gonna lie. Also, probably the fact that I have the color tattoo underneath kind of boosted that shimmery effect. But I think the overall shimmeriness does kind of give this look an old school vibe. All right, next let's move on to eyeliner, which is what I am nervous about. So I picked up the Wet n Wild Megaliner. Now I remember buying this back in the day and not really liking it, but I thought that I'd give it another chance. A classic, recognizable drugstore liquid eyeliner that's been around for a while. So here goes nothing. The good thing is that the felt tip is pretty long and skinny, so stamping on is easy. Interesting. This does not look bad at all. And for a felt tip liner, it went on really smooth and I could get a sharp wing. Maybe I just had a bad tube back in the day, or Wet n Wild has updated this. I don't think they have. It didn't say updated like on the packaging or anything. For some reason, I remember this being one of Wet n Wild's like lower tier products, but it looks good. Before there was Lash Paradise, there was the L'Oreal Voluminous Original Mascara. Does this ring any bells? I was shocked when I saw this was still being sold on the shelves. Now this one I distinctly remember having a problem with flaking, but I don't remember if I actually liked the look it gave me. Hello? Okay, well, I do like that the spoolie is very dense, so it's separating my lashes pretty well, but for mascara that is named Voluminous, not getting a ton of volume here. I'm getting a good amount of length and lift though, but that's not what the mascara is called. It's called Voluminous. What's funny about this is that I really like how it lifted, lengthened, and separated my lashes, but I did not get a lot of volume. I would say that this is a good like everyday mascara, not when you want a ton of drama on your lashes, or maybe like a priming mascara for before falsies. So I think this is the first product today that does not live up to the hype that it got back in the day. Okay, I'm just gonna finish up my face using what I pulled in my Shop My Stash. Also, if you've been waiting for my updated Shop My Stash, I did decide to extend this just a little bit because there have been so many days where I just haven't worn makeup. I didn't feel like everything got a fair shot. So that will be coming in the next few videos. Lastly, we have a classic lipstick from NYX. It's kind of one of the first matte liquid lipsticks that I remember becoming super popular at the drugstore. Of course, I'm talking about the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams. Now, I've actually talked about these fairly recently. I don't think they're a product that's been as phased out as some of these other ones, but around the same time that the rest of these products were super popular, so were these. So I have a couple shades here. I've got San Diego and Kyoto. I think Kyoto might be a little too bright for this look. So these kind of have like a velvet cashmere type matte finish, but with that said, they're pretty dry. Clearly very pigmented. I just feel like there are more flattering liquid lipsticks at the drugstore if you do tend to struggle with dry patches or if you have a lot of lip lines. This does tend to accentuate lip lines as well. Oh my gosh, this is such like a little nostalgic springtime look. So I'm gonna check back in with you after I've been wearing this makeup for a while and see how it actually holds up. Does it stand the test of time? Literally. Hello. It's been about 6 hours since I've put this makeup on and things have taken a turn. Let me bring you closer so you can see what's going on. So first of all, the lips are looking desperate. This is exactly why I don't wear the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams that much anymore. They just end up looking kind of powdery and almost scaly, especially if I have any dry patches. Just the way that it fades is so unflattering. And my lips feel so dry right now. Another major disappointment was the concealer. It is just breaking up, looking so patchy under my eyes. Oh, while we're here, you might notice some flaking from the mascara that I've been wiping off of my face all day. But even though we put the concealer over primer and we powdered, it actually almost looks flaky, and that's gross. Major disappointment because it went on so beautifully. Doesn't seem like that powder did much either. Now, as far as the Dream Matte Mousse foundation, I'm actually kind of pleasantly surprised because it didn't settle into my fine lines the way that other foundations do. I really thought it was gonna bunch in my laugh lines or on my forehead, but I'm really not seeing that at all. Even the coverage is a solid medium, but the foundation is not transfer proof. So I only set my under eyes because I didn't want to powder over what's supposed to be matte makeup. Definitely getting transfer if I touch my face or if I have my phone up to my face. So that is the major downfall that I'm seeing with this foundation. The eyeshadow still looks good. The color tattoo held in there. Hello, no creasing. And finally, the eyeliner still looks decent. I got a little bit of smudging going on this side. So it's not the most smudge proof formula, which is typically something I do want in an eyeliner, but it's not the worst I've ever tried either. So I guess it's safe to say that our expectations of drugstore makeup have definitely gone up since these products were popular. But I'm curious to know, did you used to use any of these products or do you still use any of them? Let me know in the comments below. Today's shout out goes to Lucy. Thanks for being a member of the Slashed Squad. And join me over in this video next where I get head to toe red carpet ready for absolutely no reason. I'll see you over there. Bye.